Hello everyone. So today I will configure FSLogix um, Office 365 container for my Citrix for my current Citrix deployment. So I am using Citrix UPM, and I want to also use uh, the FSLogix Office 365 container because it is uh, very useful and it improves the performance a lot. FSLogix can also has also the option to create its own complete profile container, but I do not want to do that in this video. I just want to combine the normal user profile with the FSLogix Office container. So first thing you have to do, just search online for FSLogix download your if you click here you can download the zip file with the latest version. I've already done that. Where is it? So here, this is my test VM, so I've already downloaded it. We have the latest version. We will configure it today via GPOs, and I can create another video and configure it via um, registry keys. But let me see, maybe we have time to do both in the same in this video session. So for the GPO, as usual, you need to copy the ADMX and ADML file in your sysvol. So under policy definitions, here you can copy I already copied that so FSLogix ADMX and the language file in the language folder FSLogix FS. So this one. So this is already done. Let's go back to our server. So before we start, I will only install the FSLogix app. This is the only thing that we need. So it's not installed, but let's take a look at the registry before we install it, because everything that we do is in the registry. Okay, so after we install the agent, we will see a new entry here in the registry. So under local machine software, we will see FSLogix, and also under policies, we will see FSLogix. So the location for the Office 365 container configuration is here under policies and FSLogix, and the complete profile is directly under software. But let's see that live. Let's refresh. Okay, so we don't have any FSLogix. Let's install the application. Yes, I agree. Install. Close. I don't remember if I need to reboot. Let me me see. So here it is installed. This is the version 29888 and something like that. But let's see if it's already applied. Yeah, so we don't need to restart. Let's see the services. It also installs two services with the name FSLogix in it. Okay, so since they are installed now and they are running, this is good. Okay, so as I told you, um, we have two locations in the registry. So the first one is here for this is for the for FSLogix Profiler, and this is for the Office 365. But still, I believe I have to give it a reboot because I don't see everything. Yeah, let me restart it. Not sign out. Restart. Yes. Okay, let's see after the reboot. Okay, so the server has restarted. Let's see if we can see in the registry. Okay, so this is what I wanted to see here. This profile. So here we will have all the settings for the full FSLogix profile, and in the policies and here under FSLogix ODFC we will have the configuration for the Office 365 container. Okay, so they are empty. I just wanted to show you that they are empty at this moment because nothing is configured. So we will leave it like this. So the agent is installed, FSLogix agent is installed. Now we need to configure the policy. I have an isolated VM, so this one that we are working on, and I have its own organizational unit because I'm only applying updates, only applying this policy on this VM. I don't want to mess up all the other VMs. Okay, so let's go back to group policy. Okay, so I've already created the policy because I've tested it before I recorded this video, but it's not a problem because we can edit it and we can take a look. So for the Office 365 container, you need to go to computer configuration policies, administrative templates, FSLogix, and you have here ODFC container. So this is the actual Office 365 container, and this is the entire profile container. So I only configured a few settings in this. Let's just take a look at what I've configured. And I believe those are pretty important. Let's start here with, I didn't touch anything in the cloud cache, just here in the container and directory naming. The most important thing is the flip-flop profile directory name. I'm saying this is important because if you do not enable this, the FSLogix will create the folders where the disks are stored and name them with the seed from Active Directory. And if you need to troubleshoot something, it will be a nightmare. So let me see if I delete it. So I will delete this in a moment. So if you do not enable that, um, the FSLogix will create the folder like this. So it will put the seed in front and the username in the back. And if you have to troubleshoot something, you will not be able to find the user so easy, because if you have the seed, you will always have to rely on search, and if you have 3000 folders here, the search might not work. So I recommend that you use that setting uh, in any configuration. Okay, so I can delete this folder because this is from my past configuration. This one too. Oh, let's leave this one. Maybe I need to explain something. Okay, so let's go back. So this is very important, and I recommend you to use it. The other settings I did not touch, but you can go through them and read what they are about. So the only settings that I configured, and you would probably too, is the location where the disk will be stored. So this is my network share. So as I showed you, this one, containers. You just need the path to the share, and you need to set it to enable. And here are a few, the ones with include. Those are a few things that you, if you want to include them in the in that uh, container. So I've included Teams, I've included OneDrive, I've included Outlook. Um, those applications generate the most data. So Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, and maybe also OneNote. So you can include OneNote too, because they are very big and they create a lot of pressure on the profile. A pressure. The profile gets bigger, and when you need to log into a server, it will take a lot of time to log in. Um, I've selected the type VHDX, and I've set the size, the maximum size, to 1 gigabyte. The default is 30 gigabytes, so this depends on how much storage you have. My test lab doesn't have so much storage, and this is enough for me. This option is also very important because it will not create the disk at its maximum configured size. It will create it dynamically. So um, if I set in the above step 1 gigabyte, it will not create the file, the disk at that size. It will create, let me go to that other profile. It will create a basic disk. From what I can see, it always creates it, even if it's empty. It creates a size of 132 megabytes approximately, and it will grow when the user starts to save files. So it will grow from this to the maximum that it's allowed in those settings. This is the enable option. So without this, the container will not work. And here, the number of sessions, I've selected only one. can read more about this, but from my point of view, this is the safest way to, to make it work. And also the VHD access mode, and I selected direct access. Most of the settings, if you go through them, you will see that by default, if they are not configured by default, direct access is configured, and this is also the case for many other settings. So let's see, default not. So here, include OneDrive. So default is enabled, which is the same as not configured. So even if it's not configured, once you enable it here, it will take the OneDrive too. But I've selected, so you can leave those not configured, but they will still get included in the container. But I've intentionally enabled them so that I know what I have configured and what not. Okay, so those are only a few configurations. So before we start, I do not want to apply this policy. So as you can see, this policy is created, but it's not applied to my organizational unit, and I do not want to apply it until we first do a little login test. Okay, so let me see. Let's go back so we can delete this one too. User profile. So in the above folder, so here are my UPM profiles. So I will use this user always to test. So let's take a look at the size of this profile. Is 42 megabytes, correct? And we do not have FSLogix configured. We just have the normal Citrix UPM profile. Okay, let's log in with user 01. User 01. Okay, let's start that desktop. Okay, and I want to increase the size of this folder. Let's see, how can I do that? Of this profile, sorry. How can I do that? Let's copy this. Copy. This should be big enough. Yeah. So let me copy this into documents. Paste. Okay, and let's make another copy into the desktop. Okay, so now the size of the profile should significantly increase, because if we go back, we have here 42 megabytes. So this is the size we started with, and now we should have a bigger size. Okay, so let's sign out. Let's sign out, because only I've configured the UPM profile to only write back at the sign out of the user. Sign out. Now it will take some time. I'm here logged in at the same on the same server with another profile. I just want to see that user 01 will be deleted. This is how the Citrix UPM is configured, it should be deleted. Okay, so now it's deleted. It took a while because the profile got bigger and it had to copy everything on the network share. Okay, let's go back to the network share, refresh, and now let's see the size. So we are significantly bigger. So the size now of the profile is 400 megabytes. So the login will be fast enough, but um, if the profile reaches, I don't know, 1 gigabyte, then it's pretty big for a big environment. If we have 2,000 users, then it will definitely be slower. Okay, so now let's activate the container. So we need to just link an existing FSLogix. Okay, now I need to. So let's go to here. So if I go with refresh, so nothing is there because we need to update the GPO. GP update force. Okay, computer policies has been updated and user policies updated. Okay, now like magic, I should see something here. View, refresh. Okay, so all the settings that I've configured in the GPO are now configured in the registries. Exactly as they are now, you can configure them manually without GPOs. So if you know all the namings and all the settings that you need to set, you can create um, them manually. New dword 32-bit and call it enable and set it to 1. So everything exactly like this. So the policy has applied. Now we can try another login and we can take a look also at the share. So this is our UPM profile and here is the container. Here a new folder should pop up. Where is my Citrix? Okay, login process started and like magic it created the folder and inside of it we can see the disk and also the metadata file. In the metadata file you can see from um, which device the user has launched its profile. So this is the server that we currently are logged on. Okay, so and as you can see, the size is much bigger than the other one that I told you about with 132 megabytes because it included OneDrive. Okay, let me go back to where is my here. Okay, so let's activate OneDrive. need to set it up because I do not have in my environment I don't have an Office 365 license, but I only have the free OneDrive account, and now I just need to go through the normal steps in the OneDrive. Later, open. Okay. Okay, so now OneDrive is turned on, and one setting that you should have in your OneDrive activated, you should have the backup activated, and I have already started that because this is very useful when you have to delete that container. Everything that is located in the desktop documents and pictures will be saved in the cloud. So now, for example, if I sign out, so OneDrive is activated, it synced everything in the cloud, and if I sign out, let's take a look at the Citrix UPM profile. What will happen with the size? So as we can see, a lot of data has transferred to the FSLogix container, but let's also take a look now at our user profile. Okay, so like magic, because we activated the FS Office container, the FSLogix Office container, it took all the data that was on the desktop and on the documents folder. It took it and moved it on the other disk, and now the login will be faster because the only things that will be uploaded from the network are those 43 megabytes and all the data the user has. And so, for example, if we have Outlook, Teams, and everything, as you know, Outlook can create massive files for the emails up to, I don't know, as much as you want, 2, 3, 5, 10 gigabytes, and those will be just added during the logon process instantly. Let's log on one more time. And let's take a look at FSLogix tool that shows you if everything is okay or not. It was in program files, FSLogix, and something with FSTry. Okay, this one. So open. So in the way that I configured it, you will have here inactive, but this only indicates you that it's active if you also enable the entire profile, so the other setting that is available. But in our case, we only activated the Office container, and it is working because we saw that the drive has been created. And one more thing that we can check so that we are sure that everything is fine is the device disk management. Okay, we don't have access, but we have an admin, mmc, run as administrator, and if we add the disk management, and okay, we will see the disk that FSLogix has linked during the logon process. So this is the user Office 365 container, and if you would also enable the entire FSLogix profile, we would see another disk called profile, I believe. I'm not sure, but nevertheless, this indicates that FSLogix is working. So do not panic if you see cannot load user profile, because indeed we did not configure the entire FSLogix profile, just we only configured the Office 365 container. Okay, so let's see settings. Okay, so one thing that we can also test. I mean, it will work. It's we shouldn't test it anymore. But let me give you another hint why, or not hint, advice why you should configure it like this in a big environment, because you can isolate Office problems from the normal user profile. How we can do that? It's simple. So if you have I don't know, OneDrive issues, Outlook issues, I don't know what kind of issues, remember that everything related to that, the files, the cache files, everything is stored in this disk, and the rest of the configuration of the settings of the profile, like language settings, background image, desktop background, and all the other stuff, it's stored in the Citrix UPM profile. And if you have issues on the Office side, and you will have 90% of the time issues only on the Office side, you can simply delete the entire folder after. So you need to make sure that the user is logged off, so that you not longer see the metadata file. So like this, let's sign out. So when you sign out, the metadata file is gone, and at this moment you can delete the disk. If you delete the disk, nothing will happen, because you have configured the backup um, to OneDrive. So that is important, that you configure the backup so that the user doesn't um, lose any files, and it's important for the users to only use those folders where you have configured the backup. If they create files, I don't know, on the C drive or something like that, that will be lost. So they should only use their desktop documents and pictures folder. So if you delete this container, you can solve a lot of problems, because when the users log back in, everything will get downloaded from the cloud fresh, and this will solve a lot of issues. Also, the Outlook OST file will be recreated, and yeah, it will fix a lot of issues, and you will not lose the main um, main settings of the user, so he will not feel the deletion of the profile at all. He will just have to, yeah, of course, he will have to log back in to OneDrive, or maybe that is configured through single sign-on and that will be automatically, but the rest will get solved just by deleting the container, this container. Okay, thank you for watching. Wait, I told you that we can also go through the same configuration, but if we only have the registry keys. So we do not need GPOs. Let's make that happen. So how can I do that? Let's sign out. Not from the share. Why did you sign out from the share? Okay, from this one. So let's go back to or maybe let's record this in another video so that this video is not too long. I will create another video just with that. Thank you for watching.